What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by, spending a few minutes of your time here with me today. If you listen, you can hear this noise. If you guys can hear that funny noise in the background, I will give a special internet high five to someone who can tell me what that noise is. Okay, I already know what it is. I'll give you a hint. It's an animal, it's a bird, but what kind of bird is it? Anyway, man, I appreciate y'all being here. I wanted to go over with you three of the trades I took on the DJ30 this week, including one losing trade. And I typically don't show losing trades on my channel. I feel like we are not really going to learn a lot from looking at losing trades. What helps is to look at the winning trades, look at the setups, how we identify those trades. But this was such a good example of a losing trade that I just had to show it to you, okay? So I took this trade. I can't really remember what day it was. I think it was Wednesday. Um, but as you can see, we're right down here. Here's our 9:30 candle, right? And we had, this sort of spike down here, and then that 9:30 candle closed bullish, and I jumped in. I jumped in right there. I thought we were going to go higher. You can see I was targeting the current day's high. I had my stop loss just below these wicks right here, right? And I fell for the trap, right? I was the first mouse in that market, right? The market came down, barely stopped me out, bro. And then higher high on the inside, dump and pump, almost up to my target area. If I would have been monitoring the trade, like if I would not have gotten stopped out, I would have monitored this trade and I would have taken it out, up here somewhere when we started to fall back down. But either way, feels bad, you know what I'm saying? But no time to dwell on it. More trades are going to be there, right? We don't have that fear of missing out. These are the two trades that I took on the DJ30 today on Friday, okay? And I'll tell you what, we are on the inside here on this chart. No significant levels broken, not even a signal day, right? No 3-day setup, none of that. I just traded this chart based on charting patterns. I'm not sure if should be telling you that, but I traded this chart just based on the patterns at the beginning of the session. I don't recommend this to you if you're a beginner. If you're just beginning, follow Stacy, okay? Pick a setup, pick a signal day, and hunt that. Trade that only, all right? The only reason why I'm doing this is because I'm pretty comfortable on the DJ30. I've traded it now, like basically only traded the DJ30 for over a year. I like trading the DJ30. I recognize what it's doing a little bit easier than on other markets. At least it feels that way, right? So these were the two trades. I just wanted you to see my entry and my stop loss, okay? So here, we could have gotten in maybe a little earlier, but I'm not trying to get in right here. That's called chasing the high, trying to catch the high, right? Not chasing the high. What the fuck are we talking about? We're in like an NA meeting or something. But, but, okay, so we have this initial fall, then we pull back, and then we start to engulf. Let's get closer. I got in as soon as we broke that body of that bullish candle right there. Stop loss. I did not put it at that wick. I wanted to give it a little extra breathing room. I put it above that candle right there. It didn't make any difference. This thing just fell straight down. I did not have a preset target. I was just planning on monitoring the market and exiting these trades at the first possible point of exit, okay, where it makes sense, because I know we haven't broken any levels. I'm on the inside. I'm treating this basically as a scalp. So once we got down here to the bottom and this green candle started to print, I just went ahead and took it out. Okay. Then I waited. I thought I was going to be done for the day after this trade. Okay. And maybe I should have been, but I waited around a little bit longer, saw this W form here, and I got in long. I just went ahead and got in, got the early entry and a nice stop loss placement below those lows. And part of the reason why I was eager to enter this trade and get in there kind of early is so I can maintain that tight stop. That way, even if I lose, it shouldn't be a big deal, because the next time I hit a trade like this, it's going to cover that loss, right? It's going to erase that loss and still give me like 2R, right, on that trade. So I got in there. Again, I monitored this position closely, and as soon as this the first sign of weakness, I'm out of the market. Okay. I took that, shut it down. It's a 10% gain on the day. I can live with that. Okay. Closed the week with a 17% gain. Last week, 12% gain. And I'm telling you, Stacy's shit works, even down to stuff like this. Okay. Mastering peak formations, mastering extracting 50 pips a day out of the market. Right, on these indexes, you're going to get 50 pips a day. Not every day is going to be great for trading, mind you, right? Not every day is going to set up clean like this, but every day there's a potential 50 pips at least on these indexes, right? Now we'll look at one more slide. This is the DJ30 on Friday again, just to show you um, just some general things, okay? So you can see here, I've got the high of the previous New York session marked off. I've got the high of the current day marked off and the low of the current day marked off. All right, so we have an Asia high, London low. This market then proceeds to pump up back into that high of the day, even breaking through that high of the day. You can see I used my measurement tool here to show you we went just about 75 pips above the high. That's something we can look for. And we went right back up to the high of the previous New York session. So that gave me a clue as to the idea that we might be headed lower here, right? And so that's why I took that short trade. And now you can see here's the low of the current day. You can see when we sold off at the open, we went below these lows, we went below these lows, and we are essentially back into this initial bullish move out of the London session, right? Where the market was sort of trending down, put in this inverse head and shoulders, the market starts to go up. Okay, now we're on the upside of this, an uptrend here. So when we break these levels, we are trading back into this low from London. I did not think we were going to go all the way down here and break this London low or retest this London low because of this pattern here. I figured that this was the low of the day, already locked in London because of how nice and clean it is, okay? And that doesn't really mean anything. It could have went down there. That was just my thought process, and I'm trying to explain that to you. So those are 3 trades I took on the DJ30, okay? 1 loss, 2 wins. I took 2 other trades this week, right? And we went over that in the previous video. But I hope that this helps you guys out. I'm just trying to keep you up to date with content. I don't want you to be bored sitting at home with nothing to do. So check out my trades, okay? Do me a favor, man. Like this video. Comment down below if there's anything you would like me to do to improve these videos from your point of view. I appreciate you, man. And until next time, I hope you continue to free your mind.